KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Staying in the state of Texas, we're going to go over now to Daniel. Hi, Daniel. How may we help you today?
Hey, how you doing this afternoon?
We're doing well.
So, we kind of saw this coming down the road like the last 2 or 3 years, arguing a lot. And I caught her having an affair. Our son was, graduated in May. And then he moved into an apartment in July in August, but I had a feeling something was going on. Had the whole your gut's telling you there's something going on. The phone was chiming at night, and that's how I found out about Tinder. So, but caught her at the motel, and I forgave her right away. I was hurt. I was in shock, but we were arguing, and I had a bad temper, and I would call her things, yell at her, and she'd do it right back to me. And so it was, that I take ownership for treating her like a butt, and I did. And but she ended up moving out August 20th, and we were still kind of communicating, and we still are now. My question is, how do I know if this is repairable or not? She still reaches out for me for financial help, which I definitely still help her when she needs it. And then she'll call me when she's kind of, when the pressure of having to work 2 jobs now to make ends meet. When our son doesn't want to hang out with her because he's kind of bitter towards his mom. And she'll call out to me and break down to me. And then like with her part-time job, it's at a Kohl's, and she gave me the spousal discount card, when she didn't have to do that.
How long did you say that y'all have been separated?
Since August 20th. And
so 3 months-ish.
I just, 3 months, and I told her I'm not getting a divorce. I told her I'm not going to file. If you really want it, you file. And, and I've been trying to work on my pies and smart contact, and she, and.
So when did you stop saying the mean, angry things to her? At what point?
July 14th.
When did you stop saying the mean, angry things to her? Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason, second hour back in the building. Reconcile. Many of us are a wreck while trying to reconcile. Man, you got to heal yourself. You got to do that self-work in order to reconcile with somebody good. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that abused you, right? I'm not talking about somebody that put their hands on you. We're not talking about you being in a dangerous situation where your life is at stake. We're not talking about that. We're talking about being in a relationship with a human being who made mistakes. It could have been money mistakes. It could have been emotional infidelity. It could have been physical infidelity. It could have been a myriad of things. It could have been unhealed childhood wounds, trauma. It could have been a bunch of stuff that prevented them from showing up as their complete and full self. But again, once the internal work is done, a reconciliation is possible. You understand? It is possible. Here are the top 20 signs that a couple should reconcile after a break. Both partners have acknowledged their mistakes and are genuinely willing to take responsibility for their actions that led to the breakup. That's accountability. Number 2, there is a mutual desire to work on the relationship and invest time and effort in rebuilding trust and emotional connection. Right? Both partners have engaged in self-reflection and personal growth since the breakup, showing a commitment to positive change. Communication between the couple is open, honest, and respectful, with a willingness to address difficult topics without defensiveness. Do you see how you need grown-up tendencies to even get to this point? You got to be spiritually mature to want to do that. Okay. Do you see how the latter is easier to accomplish? When you don't have spiritual maturity, it's easy to say, get out of here. Be gone. Right? Most people don't know their communication style. Most people don't know their attachment style. Most people don't know where the wounds in their spirit come from, yet they want to have good communication. You're not going to do it. You have to go in and look at self and say, hey, my communication is ajar. And then you have to get back in alignment. But if you're coming from the perspective that it was their fault, and there's nothing wrong with you, and you ain't got no work to do, and you're the victim in this situation, there's no way it can reconcile. See, God puts you in things and gives you, listen, there's a word coming. God puts you in situations and gives you co-ownership of every situation that you're in. Oh, God gives you co-ownership of every situation that you're in. So do you know that when it fails, you're an accomplice to the failure? You are a co-owner of the failure of that relationship. It could be failure to stand up for yourself, failure to speak up for yourself. It could be failure to acknowledge your own negative patterns and behaviors. Listen, God made you co-owner of what you don't want. Ooh. So now, if you want something different, you got to be something different. And what if you become better and the better version of you calls the person you broke up with back? Huh? See, people, it ain't nothing in relationship easy. Nothing. The only thing that's easy to do sometimes, especially when we're running, is to break up. Ooh. Oh, Lord, y'all want to keep getting it? There is a shared vision for the future of the relationship with aligned goals and aspirations. Right? Both partners have sought professional guidance, such as couples therapy, to help navigate the complexities of reconciliation. The couple has identified and discussed the underlying issues that contributed to the breakup and has a plan to address them. The breakup was caused by external circumstances or timing rather than fundamental incompatibilities or lack of love. Or I would say the breakup was caused by the mismanagement, right, of dealing with a pre-existing situation. Huh? Sometimes we have family members that are going through things, and the relationship partner comes in and we're torn between family obligations. Sometimes it's another person. Maybe you met the person of your life. They come into your life while you're still trying to deal with something else. Oh, yeah, we on one tonight. Let's get it. 1-800-920-1580. Phone lines are cracking. Let's get all these callers in here right now. Nzinga. You got to turn your life down. You got to turn that life down.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry,
Yeah, you got to turn your
Hey, good evening.
We got you. All right, talk to me.
Okay, good. Yeah, so I think the first thing for the reconciliation is there has to be a willingness on both parties. Because I think sometimes we think just the person who got cheated on doesn't want to be bothered anymore. It could be very much, well, the person who cheated may want to end that relationship too and did the thing that would possibly break it up instead of just being straightforward and saying, I don't want to be with you for whatever reason. I think the biggest, like you said, I agree, the biggest reason that people may cheat is just for something new. But once there's a willingness to want to reconcile, I think that's where the real work starts. And you have to put up that, I guess, that relationship fiat, which could be forgiveness, reflection, openness, because you have to be open to forgiveness, reflection, and vulnerability. But I think the biggest thing is the two people, they have to want to. Some people, sometimes they don't want to, and they let a good thing go, just leave. So they have to want to
yeah, I agree.
Build that relationship or repair that relationship.
I agree, 100%. Nzinga, I love you. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Nzinga brought Pensacola, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Clearly, here at KBLA, we've got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You can start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now's the time. Go to mycomputercareer.edu.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
A slow drag, stayed away from slow cash. All I want is more cash until I get a toe tag. Ever had your heart broken? Felt like you got your car stolen? Felt like you got your chain snatched? Baby, bring that thing back. Her mom's had the Volvo. We rode in the Osmo. What's a sucker for a ponytail? Looking like another game of show and tell. And I'm still the same. Chain swinging like Big Daddy Kane or Baby, bring that thing back. Hermes wave cap. Hermes in a gelato. A lot of cold words in a convo. More plaques on the walls now. More death from the dogs now.
Everything worth my heart and soul. I'ma give it up and let it go. Mama said if this really
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason. We back in the building live from KBLA Talk 1580 in the heart of Leimert Park. You already know what it is. Little Africa town on deck. Southern California, man. Beautiful weather outside. You already know what it is. The voice of reason is on complete fire. I'm as hot as the sun right now. We're talking about the benefits of reconciliation. The couple has identified and discussed the underlying issues that contributed to the breakup and have a plan to address them. The breakup has caused, both partners have demonstrated consistent effort in making amends and rebuilding the emotional bond. There is a strong emotional connection and history of shared experiences that foster feelings of nostalgia and longing for each other. Friends and family who supported the reconciliation have witnessed positive change in both partners and encouraged the reunion. Both partners can envision a future together and are willing to let go of past grievances and grudges. The couple acknowledges the significance of the relationship and the impact it has had on their individual growth. There is a genuine sense of regret and longing for each other, coupled with a belief that the relationship can be stronger and more fulfilling. This goes back to the concept of wabi-sabi and kintsukuroi. I wrote about kintsukuroi in my 2015 book, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. And I'm talking about a relationship can be broken. You can be two broken people, then the relationship not make it. But the same two people can beautify the relationship by putting the pieces back together. Now, remember, the caveat for putting the pieces back together is that the pieces must use a bonding agent that is not toxic. What do you mean, Zoe? Fear, regret, shame, guilt, resentment, unrequited wounds, anger, disappointment, jealousy, envy, emotion, reluctance to be emotionally vulnerable, letting your fears and your doubts and vindictiveness and all that stuff. You cannot put yourself back together with those ingredients. You have to put yourself and your relationship back together, right? With willingness, with compassion, with love, with appreciation, right? When you start putting high quality materials into the lacquer you use as a bonding agent, you beautify the cracks of the previous relationship. You beautify it. Do you understand? Real work. I'm sorry. Let's get to these phone lines. People been wanting to talk all night. Let's get them in here. Let's talk. Who's been on the longest? Afro Holistic, Baltimore. Talk to us.
Hey. Zoe, I'm so happy to talk to you. I've been watching you for years. My partner turned me on to you, and I'm just excited to share some thoughts. I want to talk about the vulnerability, because this is something that I'm experiencing currently in my relationship and learning how to be more vulnerable. I do believe that reconciliation is possible, and you've covered all of that as far as both people have to be willing. But a big piece of that is being vulnerable first with yourself. And a lot of times we can't even be vulnerable with ourselves, let alone be vulnerable with someone else, especially in an intimate relationship. And so the vulnerability piece is everything that you've talked about, diving into those wounds, seeing how you can improve. But a lot of times if we have a false image of ourselves, we don't think there's anything to improve.
Come on. You cooking right now. Come on. Keep cooking.
You know, so that has to be the first thing. How can I improve? And even if reconciliation is not possible, you still have to look at yourself and find out how you can improve and be better for the next situation, for the next relationship, for the next business, whatever. Because everything starts with self.
Man, I'm so glad you didn't go to sleep. I'm so glad you stayed awake. She said it was her bedtime, but we begged her to call in, and she brought Baltimore, Maryland in the building. Let me just say, I so appreciate you for calling. Thank you to your guy for putting you on to me, and I appreciate you for answering the call. Thank you so much. Now, if you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Let's get to Dallas, Texas. Truemonger, he's in the building. Let's go!
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I almost forgot what I was going to say because most of it has been spoken already. But, yeah, I mean, both parties have to be willing to even think about reconciling. It has to be mutual. It has to be a mutual thing. Both people have to be willing to listen to one another. And let's say everybody's not on the same time frame as far as growth. Your growth might be taking place sooner than your ex-partner.
Right.
And as you're experiencing it, they may not recognize it, and they may resent you for it at a certain point in time. And you go to let them know that you're really not the same person that they broke up with, they may take offense to that. Not understanding where you're coming from, or they just want to be offended by something. But regardless of how they react to it, you still got to continue to work. Maybe they catch on to it, maybe they won't.
Right.
But you still have to put the work in no matter what.
No matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. And then possibly y'all can get to a point to where y'all both understand each other and it happens organically. Because some people try to do their reconciling thing, but they may be with somebody else. And I know me personally, I'll never be a homewrecker just to get back with somebody. It's not worth it.
Right.
If they're with somebody else, they can do whatever they're doing. I'm going to keep working on me.
Right. No, willingness is the key. If there's no willingness, there's no reconciliation.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Truemonger, you already know, brother. Go ahead. You got something else? Go ahead.
Okay, once you're able to understand each other, you can be honest, have that honest conversation about the issues you had previously. Deal with them, however you're going to deal with them. Just be honest about them, but don't stay too attached to them, because as y'all both putting work in, you're going to create new memories. Hopefully more positive than negative, but the negative ones are still going to happen. It's just about how you deal with them at that point in time. You're not going to deal with them the way you dealt with them previously, and you shouldn't. But that means there was very little growth there if you just resort back to what you were doing before.
Right.
So be better people as y'all go through your individual journeys together.
And
I think that's what it really boils down to.
What do you think about this, True? Especially like, okay, so you guys break up, right? If you guys gonna come back into each other's space, do you think it's better to come back into each other's space as friends and really go all out, pouring into the friendship? Because typically when you love somebody and you care about somebody and you guys break apart, the love is still there. But if you focus on the friendship, it might rekindle and reignite the love. So do you think it's best to go at it on the friendship side as opposed to trying to get back to where you guys were before you broke up? What are your thoughts?
I think so, because to me, if you're with somebody and you're not friends first, what's the point? I think the friendship already needs to be there. And then you can build on everything else. You should take your time with it regardless. But if you can be better friends to one another, yeah, everything else should ideally work towards having a better relationship if anything else is added to it. But yeah,
Man.
to me, be friends first.
Brother True, I appreciate you as always, man. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building, man. We all over the country. If you want to bring your town, your city, your community, whatever your city is, stand up. Hey, I was raised in Pasadena. Dina, stand up. Where's Pasadena? I miss Richie Rich. Dina, stand up. Somebody call in from the town you rep. That's Compton. That's Los Angeles. That's Long Beach. That's Altadena. Where y'all at? Call in. 1-800-920-1580. We got Attila from Houston, Texas. Get in here.
What's going on, Zoe?
Yes. I'm on fire tonight. Let's talk.
All right. So something I want to cover that I don't think anybody's talked about yet is one of the setbacks, right? So if you're learning about your attachment style, right? If you are a avoidant, right? But specifically, not the dismissive one. What was the other one, y'all?
There's fearful avoidant and dismissive avoidance. Avoidance. Yeah, they have two categories. Go ahead.
Yes, right. So the fearful avoidant, right? So sometimes to cope, right, with having lost that love or that nurture, that support, you'll go back to people, right? And you'll notice it because it'll be a repetitive pattern for this person. They do it often.
Wait. Hold that thought. We got to come forward. You got to come right back to that thought, Attila.
Yours, I just wanna know, do you even care enough to show up when I need to know you're there? Patience, don't talk to me about no patience. Down the understatement, 'cause I've been loyal, I've been day one. Figure out what you want, I can't do it for you, no. Don't just keep me, but it's love.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Governor Pritzker is pushing an effort to combat homelessness in Illinois. Pritzker says homelessness isn't just an economic justice issue, but a racial justice issue as well. Pritzker signed a bill yesterday aiming to move Illinois to functional zero homelessness by bolstering the safety net, targeting high-risk populations. And the report says San Francisco does not have the highest rate of homelessness in California. The report released Wednesday shows Oakland and Los Angeles have more people experiencing homelessness than San Francisco. New Jersey's first West Nile virus case this summer is confirmed in Camden County. A Winslow Township resident tested positive for West Nile on July 17th. Health officials aren't releasing details, but the CDC says the mosquito-borne illness can trigger serious illness and in some cases death. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Hi, we're Comparion Insurance Agency. Never heard of us? We know. But to help it stick that our local agents are insurance experts, we're going to say local agent 3 times in the next 5 seconds. Local agent, local agent, local agent.
Find us at ComparionInsurance.com.
2 years ago, on Juneteenth 2021, KBLA Talk 1580 launched with a promise to give disenfranchised fellow citizens a voice in current political, economic, social, and cultural issues with an empowering, sustainable, and restorative language.
Everybody's got a little light under the sun, under the sun, under the sun, under the
As we enter our 3rd year, we are delighted that KBLA Talk 1580 consistently emerges as the talk station of choice for African American listeners. In a vigorous public opinion research study, the 2023 African American Media Issue Survey finds that for the 2nd consecutive year, KBLA Talk 1580 remains the most trusted, credible, and reliable media source in Southern California for African Americans and beyond. Furthermore, 80% of those surveyed agree that outlets like KBLA Talk 1580 provide honest and authentic content about the issues most important to the Black community directly from Black journalists who understand the issues that need to be addressed. At KBLA Talk 1580, we remain committed to curating conversations that matter to you. Thank you for your continued support. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. The station that sounds like the city looks. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build an informed and engaged electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Attention taxpayers, ready for some bad news? With $80 billion in new funding from Congress, the IRS has launched their most aggressive hiring campaign ever to ramp up enforcement. If you're ignoring your taxes, don't delay another minute because your paycheck, your bank account, even your home or business could already be at risk. Now, here's the good news. Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm, can get to work immediately helping to protect you from the IRS. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax attorneys and licensed professionals are experts at resolving tax problems. Let them help determine if you qualify for the Fresh Start Initiative or other powerful IRS tax assistance programs. Take control. Call Optima Tax Relief now for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Spoken for a while, but I was thinking about you, and it kinda made me smile. So many things to say, had to put them in a letter. Thought it might be easier, the words might come out better. How's your mother? How's your little brother? Does he still look just like you? So many things I wanna know the answers to. Wish I could press rewind and rewrite every line to the story of me and you. Don't you know I've tried and I've tried to get you on my mind, but it don't get no better as easy.
Friends and family, brothers and sisters. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. We got a clip.
So what I'm going to take you through in this video is sharing the inner dynamics of fearful avoidance, some of the core wounds that they experience on a regular basis, and help you understand where these core wounds actually come from. They get brought into relationships over and over again, and how those core wounds cause the fearful avoidant to try to push people away when they're feeling unsafe or triggered or overwhelmed emotionally, and then why they may come to regret this later, and what's really going on when they sort of kick off these makeup and breakup cycles. They can ultimately be exhausting for the fearful avoidant to go through, but also really exhausting for the person on the receiving end, and turbulent and challenging for both people when it doesn't have to be this way. Well, this is a really common experience for the fearful avoidant or disorganized attachment style. For the same thing, but just often referred to as either fearful avoidant, disorganized attachment, and even sometimes anxious avoidant attachment. Now, the fearful avoidant attachment style individual is somebody who really experiences the polarities of the attachment spectrum. So they can feel really anxious in relationships, and they can feel like they are afraid of being abandoned, scared to be left alone, or, disconnected from somebody. They can fear rejection in relationships, but they also have a really strong avoidance side. So they can fear being trapped. They can fear feeling helpless or powerless. And they often feel this unstable sense of kind of unsafety in relationships as a general rule, because relationships make them feel a lot of all of these different emotions and triggers and wounds all within a relatively short period of time. And most challenging, or one of the most...
Yes, indeed, the voice of reason back in the building. We're covering all the aspects. We're covering all the aspects. You want to heal your relationship that was ended? I think you should first figure out what your attachment style is and what that attachment style is attracted to, right? Many people, you think you could just get back together. No, work has to be done. And the work always starts with you first. We've got so many callers on the line. Let's get them in here to continue the conversation. Attila from Houston, Texas, was talking about the fearful avoidant or the dismissive avoidant, and we played a clip to compliment her thought. Get in here, Attila.
That was fire. No, everything she said is exactly right. As a fearful avoidant, I attract both types. Mm-hmm. And I basically, I don't want to say tailor my actions because that sounds terrible, but my actions are dictated based on the attachment style of the other person. So recently, my last situation, person was definitely avoidant, so I came off more anxious. But in the previous one situation I was in, I was more
you were the
avoidant, and they were
avoidant.
more anxious. Yes. So it was a blessing because I got to see myself through somebody else's actions, and I decided I was like, I can't do this anymore. I am not going to keep going in the circle, and so that kind of what caused me to basically step away and be like, no, I'm not. That's not it.
Wow. I love it. And I appreciate you for always coming in here and taking the conversation to another level. Atala, you brought Houston, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. That's the number. That's the deal. You already know if you want to sign up or not. Come talk to me. We're all over the country. LA, get in here too. We got LA in the building. Miss J from Los Angeles is in the building. Get in here.
Hey, Zoe, how are you?
I am alive and well. Talk to me, Miss J.
So I just, this is like I told you earlier, it's a very touchy subject for me but I've been hearing a lot of people, and I'm really glad because for me, it's just one word, workability. Both parties have to be really doing the work individually in order to come to this space. I was so stagnant by the questions because I was perplexed because I don't go back with exes. But the normality of it is workability. Are you willing to work with me like I'm willing to work with you? It's a bipartisan project. If it's not available, then what are we doing? I need you to acknowledge yours like I'm acknowledging mine. And I love that you said infidelity because I was talking to another person, and it's really not about infidelity, but it could be about the lies, the deception, the other things that are present that needs to be addressed. It's not always about infidelity per se. It's about a lot of other things. You're not growing at the same level am I growing. I might not be growing at the same level you're growing. But how can we make this work? And I am the person that will red flag it by. Because if it's not there, then what am I doing? I need you to do your work as I do my work. And what I think True said it the best, friends. It has to be rooted in friends. That is the seed of the tree of life.
Friendship.
If that is not, I believe it because we somehow, when we get in relationships, make it all weird and distraught and just, googly.
Right.
But that's not what it's about.
Right.
It's really about respecting me as a friend.
Right.
And if you respect me as a friend, then I think we can move further along.
I know this is going to sound crazy, but I got to run it by you, Miss J.
Yes.
I tend to think all good and bad qualities have the strength of an erection, right? And the reason why I say that is because your good qualities can't last forever, right? So in relationship, many people will say, as long as you don't lie to me. Well, nobody can go their whole life without lying, especially to the closest person to them. And I think what happens is we think the good qualities are supposed to be like they say respect. Do you know your respect for your partner can waver? Can become flaccid?
and I appreciate that because that means we're human.
Yeah, talk to me about humanity. Come on.
That means that we are all subjected to different times and different eras and different spaces that we're not going to be the most authentic, but the conversation makes it authentic.
Right.
The unity makes it authentic.
Yes.
The acknowledgement makes it authentic.
Yes.
The acceptance makes it authentic. The forgiveness, I was wrong and I get it. Instead of the projection. The projection moves it to another way.
Right. So relationship has to be seen as humanity's apartment.
Yes. There's many doors.
Do you understand? We live in this relationship as human beings. Now, if the human aspect of me is not safe, if it's not safe to be human in the relationship, then we don't have anything to work with. We can't build something, right?
Because I'm not this person that you call Jesus. Ooh. I'm not that person.
I'm not flawless.
I'm not that person.
Right.
I'm not flawless. I am with sin, or so be it, what we call it. But I am imperfect, but I'm perfect in all my ways. And I am going to give you the best version of my growth that I can give you. I will not waver because you are a reflection of me. I have done the work on my own, and I am acknowledging and hoping that you do the work on your own. But if not, then I got to part ways.
And see, in this relationship apartment that two human beings live in, we got to have a room called grace. There has to be a room that grace lives in.
And in that room that's called grace, we both have to be free and willing to acknowledge our imperfections.
Ooh, Miss J, you brought Los Angeles in the building in a major way. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love, love, love. Los Angeles showed up big time when I come forward. I'm going back to L.A. One of our old school, famous, friendly classics is in the building. We gonna talk to him when we come forward.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Civil rights leader John Lewis honored with a forever stamp. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Civil rights activist and Congressman John Lewis was revealed as the late public figure who's being honored on the United States Postal Service newest forever stamp. Lewis, who died 3 years ago, was a civil rights hero who was in the United States House of Representatives for Georgia's 5th Congressional District from 1987 until his death in 2020. From the Nashville sit-ins in the 60s to the Freedom Rides to the March on Washington to being a pillar of the civil rights movement, Lewis was a force who deserves such an honor. And for $9.90 on USPS.com, you can purchase your book of 15 stamps that honors the life and memory of Lewis. I'm Maisha Cairo for KBLA Talk 1580, and that is your K-Black Minute News.
Need a fresh start? LADWP income qualified customers can get up to $15,000 tax-free to pay overdue water utility bills with the Low Income Household Water Assistance Program. Benefit amounts may vary and will not impact other benefits. Visit ladwp.com/cares and apply today. That's ladwp.com/cares.
What does access mean?
Access means owning a home. Access means growing my business.
Access means building generational wealth. No matter your goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Programs and initiatives provide the tools and resources to help you reach them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
playlist is like this. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. That's Howard Hewitt. You ain't heard it on any other station in a long time, have you? You know I'm on fire tonight. Come on, man. Listen, rebuilding intimacy and emotional connection plays a pivotal role in the healing process following challenges or ruptures in a relationship. The essence of intimacy lies in fostering a deep and authentic emotional bond with one's partner. When the bond is disrupted, whether due to conflicts, betrayals, or other reasons, the path to healing necessitates a concerted effort to restore and enhance emotional closeness. Trust and vulnerability. Reestablishing intimacy requires rebuilding trust, a cornerstone of any healthy relationship. When partners open themselves up to vulnerability, expressing their thoughts and feelings honestly, it cultivates an environment of safety and emotional security. This vulnerability allows for a deeper level of understanding and empathy, leading to a stronger emotional connection. Then you have effective communication, of course. Open and honest communication is fundamental in the healing process. Rebuilding intimacy involves active listening, non-defensive responses, and a willingness to understand each other's perspectives, right? Engaging in dialogue about the challenges faced and explored is also an intimacy building tool that needs to happen. You have emotional validation. Acknowledging and validating each other's emotions is critical for healing. Partners must be receptive and responsive to each other's feelings, demonstrating empathy and understanding. This emotional validation fosters a deeper connection and reassures the wounded partner that their emotions are heard and respected. Man, it's a lot more. You got shared experiences. You got physical affection and intimacy. You got rekindling emotional intimacy. You've got conflict management skills. You've got mindfulness and presence. You've got reconnecting with shared values. You have personal growth and self-awareness. It's a lot of good work that can be done that can heal a relationship that is worthy of being healed. But we make that decision. I'm not asking you to heal a relationship with a toxic person who's still toxic. I'm not asking you to deal with somebody who refused to acknowledge that they got work to do. I'm asking you to work with somebody that has shown you and shown themselves that they can reach the apex of what it means to be themselves. Or at least they're striving for that. Why wouldn't that person deserve another opportunity? Come on, y'all. April from Los Angeles, get in here and share your thoughts.
Hey,
April.
It's Auntie Richie Rich from Pasadena.
Yes.
R.I.P.
Hey.
R.I.P. Richie Rich from Pasadena. He was in his test. I am dealing with this, and though I need and I want and I am desperately seeking this understanding of relationship, I am there. I love and cherish the relationships that I have, and it's been very challenging. And Richie Rich, he has keep coming into my surface. He keeps coming into there and telling me what I need to do and what I need to surface, and his family is love, and he loved and adored you.
Yeah, he was a good brother.
And you gave him a lot of good guidance. And I'm trying to keep going with that. And when you said Richie Rich, I got on the phone. I got on the Richie phone. That is my baby.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my baby. He's Juneteenth. That's his birthday, Juneteenth.
And that's KBLA's birthday,
Richie
too.
Rich.
Yes.
That's Juneteenth. And Zoe. Yeah. You it. We there. I don't meet you at the same place that Richie met you, but you there.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and none but love for Richie Rich. We miss him on the shows, and he would call in at
I
various
miss
shows.
that baby so much. You don't know how much my heart hurts.
Yeah.
For that baby.
No, I understand. But we thank you for calling in. So you don't be a stranger, okay?
Okay, boo.
All right. April from Los Angeles back in the building. Listen, to ensure both partners have a clear understanding of the reasons behind the desire to reconcile after experiencing a challenging event like infidelity, open and honest communication is paramount. Here are some steps that can aid you in fostering a deeper understanding. Create a safe space. Establish an environment where both partners feel safe and comfortable expressing their thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment or retaliation. This safe space will encourage open communication. Then employ active listening. Practice active listening during conversations. This involves giving full attention to what the other person is saying without interrupting or forming judgments, right? Repeat back what you heard to ensure mutual understanding. Self-reflection. Each partner should take time to reflect, you understand, on their own feelings and motivations for wanting to reconcile. This self-reflection allows for a deeper understanding of personal desires and concerns. Share perspectives. Both partners should openly share their reasons for wanting to reconcile. This includes discussing the emotions, hopes, and fears associated with the decision. And then seek clarification. If one partner is unsure about the other partner's motivations, it is critical to seek clarification, ask questions, and encourage open dialogue to gain insight into each other's thoughts. And then don't be afraid to get professional help, right? Don't be afraid, okay? And then, of course, be patient. Respect the differences. Revisit the conversation, not every day, but revisit the conversation. And it can happen, right? It can happen. All right. I just wanted to talk to y'all folks tonight. We had a great show. Listen, I start the conversations, but you finish them. I'm never right about anything I'm talking about. What's right for you is right for you. Use what you can and leave the rest. Coming forward, we're going to throw it to our homegirl, Jill Monroe. You better RSVP with her. Zoe Williams, I'm out till next week.